let's stay on theme here. Let's watch the scariest steam roller coasters in the world. Then we'll do this educational video by Kyrgyzstan, and then we'll go on a quick little break. Quick little 10, I'd say 10-20 minute break, honestly.
I'm back with yet another great roller coaster video. And a few months ago, I've made a video about the darkest roller coaster, but that was only in terms of the roller coaster track, you know, the color black and so on. But most of the people who actually watched the video thought this was the darkest themed roller coasters, but no. So now I've decided to change that. Today I'm gonna be talking about the best horror themed roller coasters around the world, and I've collected a total of 10 different roller coasters we need to talk about, and there might be some surprising picks on this list.
Okay,
and
these are specifically horror
that really
though.
dominates this roller coaster list. And please do not think about this list as a roller coaster countdown, because it really isn't. And be sure to hit that subscribe button for more roller coaster videos on the channel. So now let's get into it. Well, the first roller coaster we need to talk about when it comes to horror.
Don't think of it as a countdown video. I mean, you're not wrong, it's not a countdown video, right? Because I feel like a countdown video is literally just like, for me at least, a countdown video is kind of like asking your friend, name 50 songs, name 50 roller coasters, and then the fun of it is just trying to be like, ooh, ooh, can I think of 10 of them? And then you watch the video and you're like, nah, I didn't think of any of those. You know, that's kind of where the fun lies. This is more educational, I feel like.
Horror themed roller coasters is of course Saw the ride located at Thorpe Park. Well, what really makes this roller coaster great, let me tell you. In terms of pure roller coaster experience, this ride is pretty debatable because it can be very rough sometimes. But the queue line for Saw the ride is just awesome and pretty scary. The outdoor section of this queue line is just filled with barbed wire and dolls that are decapitated. But when you suddenly enter the huge indoor ride complex, the theming gets even scarier. When you enter the queue line, you have a loud
Wait, hold on, is this actually just a Saw ride? What was the name of it?
When it comes to roller coaster countdown, because it really isn't. And be sure to hit that subscribe button for more roller coaster videos on the channel. So now let's get into it. Well, the first roller coaster we need to talk about when it comes to horror themed roller coasters is of course Saw the ride located at Thorpe Park. Well,
oh, okay, it actually is a Saw ride.
Great, let me tell you.
That is a cool, like the buzzsaw thing, it does look pretty cool. It's a cool effect.
In terms of pure roller coaster experience, this ride is pretty debatable because it can be very rough sometimes. But the queue line for Saw the ride is just awesome and pretty scary. The outdoor section of this queue line is just filled with barbed wire and dolls that are decapitated. But when you suddenly enter the huge indoor ride complex, the theming gets even scarier. When you enter the queue line, you have a loud sound that just scares everybody. And well, the station also looks great because it's very dark and you have some dolls here and there. In terms of ride experience, the first thing you meet is that scary looking doll from the Saw films. This pitch black indoor section features a very sharp drop, and then you have this hang time fill inversion going over the dead body.
That's a really
cool
one.
The ride has this iconic drop where you dive under these blades, and that just looks epic. The rest of the ride elements are pretty polarizing because they hit.
Honestly, for a Saw ride, like this was done very well. Like with the blades and everything, that's pretty freaking sick.
Airtime, but this roller coaster is very rough. Now coming in as the next
spiral was nice. They could really just put you in like a little a slow moving part of the roller coaster with all kinds of crazy looking traps.
Revenge of the Mummy located at Universal Orlando, and this is where we need to fly
all the way over
the Atlantic Ocean and down to Florida to try this roller coaster out. And well, in terms of ride experience, Revenge of the Mummy is just an awesome combination of a heavily themed dark ride experience and an awesome roller coaster. And Revenge of the Mummy is of course themed to the Mummy movies. The queue line is pretty dark and filled with a lot of theming you can look at. This roller coaster experience is overall very mysterious and filled with jump scares. The first major dark ride sequence of this roller coaster is located in the treasure room. This is where the mummy aggressively talks to you, and you have flame to the left, to the right, and
there's something very similar to this exact scene in the or was, I'm not sure if it still is, but was in the Universal Studios tour, where like similar, where you go through like you go through like a Jaws one, and then you also go through like this one. And like it like feels like there's cockroaches or like scarabs on your legs. It's creepy.
Front of you.
Scary.
These huge jump scares combined with a very loud sound, and all these mummies just pop up to the left and right. And after a small backboard section and a turntable, the roller coaster launches you through an incline launch and through the mouth of the mummy and into an awesome airtime moment. And when you think the ride experience is done, this ride operator gets killed by the mummy. You got glass exploding and you got fire up in the roof. And well, I meant the ceiling, but you know my English. So overall, heavily immersive, very
such a cool
scary,
effect.
awesome roller coaster filled with airtime. Now coming in as the next roller coaster, we got the Smiler located at Alton Towers. And the Smiler is overall a very twisted mess of track, and this roller coaster actually still holds the record for the most inversions with a total of 14. And while this roller coaster experience is very impressive and filled with awesome inversions. And while you might think the whole roller coaster layout is pretty creepy in itself, but this roller coaster has a very fitting theme. The Smiler features this very psychotic theme that is just pretty manipulative, because you have this so-called robotic machine that does something to you so you get hypnotized. The queue line for this roller coaster keeps getting weirder and weirder because you have all the screens with the people smiling on the roller coaster, and you have this very weird melody. The best thing I can compare this theming to is of course the so-called Smile movies. I think they have made 2 of them. You have this crazy and very weird theming, and on top of that a very mind-bending roller coaster experience, so that's just top notch. And now coming in as the next roller coaster, we got a Wickerman located
well, unfortunately, it sucks that we didn't get to see any of the stuff from like inside the actual ride, but like, is it meant to be like you're being hypnotized? Is that like kind of the deal?
Towers. And yes, we're staying in this awesome English theme park because they are home to some awesome and scary themed attractions. And well, apart from that huge creepy looking wooden structure of a head, this roller coaster is actually a family coaster. And well, even though Wickerman is technically a family coaster, this ride experience is still awesome with some
that looks dope as hell.
Forces. And what makes this roller coaster pretty scary is the theming and storytelling behind Wickerman.
It's like all burning down, yeah, it makes it look like it's burning.
A very mysterious group from the forest. And this is where the riders are the so-called chosen ones for this cult village. And with the overall theming and storytelling is quite weird
like you're the sacrifice.
But just Google Wickerman and then you will see. Coming in as the next roller coaster, we got Express Platform 13 located at Walibi Holland. And well, if you just Google this roller coaster, you might think, well, I can't really see anything scary about this one. And well, I know this looks like a typical roller coaster with some inversions and some twists and turns, but it isn't really this outdoor rock and roller coaster layout that I'm talking about. The overall theming from the queue line to the station is really dark and awesome, and this roller coaster is actually themed to an abandoned train station. And Walibi Holland has really done an amazing job with this theming because it's dark and filled with
I love it. I love when the queue lines are themed like that.
Jump scares. And one of the best jump scares in this queue line is when you turn a corner and then suddenly you just have a huge train facing forwards, and that was just the best non-near-death experience I've tried. And after that awesome jump scare, you're just completely paranoid going through the rest of this queue line. And thank God the station is also heavily themed and very gritty / dark. And well, I have already said that this ride experience isn't that crazy because it's just an outdoor roller coaster, but you have an awesome launch section. These awesome light effects really add to this awesome launch experience. And when you finally fly outside into this so-called spaghetti ball section, this roller coaster is pretty much just a thrill coaster. Nothing much there. Now coming in as the next roller coaster, we got Skyscream located at Holiday Park. This might be the first German roller coaster on the list, but will it be the last? I'm not quite sure. And yes, Skyscream is an awesome premier ride Skyrocket 2 roller coaster. And if you aren't really a roller coaster enthusiast, this roller coaster layout is very scary. Skyscream features this very compact and highly elevated swing launch coaster layout. The creepiest thing about this roller coaster is the hang time fill inversion at the top and then this sharp twisted vertical drop after. But surprisingly, this roller coaster is a great combination.
It seems like it's just spinning in a spin, honestly. I think I get freaking sick.
Of a scary roller coaster layout and a scary theming. The queue line for this coaster is yet again creepy and very immersive. And the Skyscream coaster is of course themed to the zombie apocalypse, and the riders are of course the survivors. And the queue line is just filled with many jump scare effects. You have the zombies banging on the windows with very loud and sudden noises. And it isn't really every day you can see a highly themed Skyrocket 2 coaster model. Now coming in as the next roller coaster, we got Flug von Novgorod at Hansa Park. And surprisingly, we're staying in Germany with this awesome and very mysterious roller coaster. And what's really weird and scary about this roller coaster is that many of these elements are kept a secret from the public. And this coaster experience is half outdoor section and half indoor section. Flug von Novgorod might not feature the scariest queue line, but it is still heavily themed, very dark and gritty. And after a very small and creepy dark ride section with some animatronics, you fly down into one of the most aggressive launches in the world. This roller coaster goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour / 62 miles per hour in just 1.4 seconds.
Oh, thank goodness he said 62 or whatever miles per hour. I was about to say, bro, you're gonna have to explain it to me in freedom units. I don't know what the hell is, what in the hell is a kilometer?
And after an awesome outdoor section on this coaster, you might think you're done.
I need that in freedom units. How many bald eagles is that?
on when you hit the trim brakes, but no. Suddenly the riders go up into a vertical lift and down a beyond vertical drop. And I'm not sure about what the roller coaster does in this pitch black ride area, but I think you go through a wave turn and also an overbank. Now coming in as the next roller coaster, we got Kärnen located at Hansa Park. And now
Kärnen.
Surprise.
Sorry, I just freaking love trying to pronounce German words.
Would have thought I would have made this scary themed coaster video without mentioning Kärnen. Kärnen stands in the same park
So come on, you're only saying it because you like saying it.
as Flug for Novgorod, but this one is just bigger, better, and more scary. And while this coaster features everything from a creepy ride experience to a heavily themed and immersive queue line. Now spoilers ahead, I'm now gonna mention what happens inside this 200 feet plus huge tower. Shortly described, this coaster features a 200 feet plus tall vertical lift hill. And when you hit the top, the roller coaster flies downwards again into an awesome drop tower element. And once you reach the top yet again, the roller coaster goes down into a twisted vertical first
Dude,
drop.
what was that section though? Y'all saw that though? There was like light in the freaking glass. You got a cool little story here, little castle museum. You got some magic words coming out of a book.
This coaster features a 200 feet plus tall vertical lift hill, and when you hit the top, the roller coaster flies downwards again into an awesome drop tower element. And once you reach the top yet again, the roller coaster goes down into a twisted vertical first drop. The overall ride experience is crazy on Kärnen, and this coaster experience is just
what is Kärnen?
With airtime, speed,
I'm telling you, he's coming up with any excuse to say it. I love it.
and everything you need on a coaster. And then on top of that, the queue line is heavily themed and filled with awesome pre-show effects. And while the overall story for this roller coaster is also pretty creepy. And shortly described, you have this creepy looking tower / castle. And this so-called Kärnen guy is of course a ghost who doesn't really want you to visit this castle. And yes, spoiler alert, he's also the guy that does something to the roller coaster train in this tower. And now coming in as the next roller coaster, we got 13 located.
Oh, we're getting away from Kärnen.
At Alton Towers, and well, with no surprise, we're yet again back at Alton Towers because this theme park in the UK is just known for creating these very scary themed roller coasters. And this is where the so-called 13 coaster is no exception. And yes, this roller coaster is technically a family roller coaster going through the forest, but this one features an awesome special.
Bro, I think if there's gonna be one that I visit, it's gonna have to be Alton Towers apparently.
And when the coaster yet again goes inside, you might think the roller coaster experience is done, but this is where the riders experience the first vertical drop on the roller coaster. And that awesome and surprising freefall drop might be the best thing about this coaster. And well, just like every other roller coaster at Alton Towers, you have a pretty creepy theming. And this is where 13 is supposed to showcase an abandoned and pretty mysterious forest.
So cool.
And when the coaster suddenly dispatches, you can hear a girl's voice whispering, "If you go down the woods today, you'd better not go alone." And well, if you ask me, that is pretty creepy. And now as an honorable mention, I have one last coaster, and that is Mystery Mine located at Dollywood. And well, with no surprise, Mystery Mine is a pretty mysterious roller coaster that features an outdoor and also an indoor section. And even though
I gotta be real with you, somebody needs to build a fully, I guess it would be too difficult to make a fully indoor mine roller coaster, but I would love to have a full indoor mine roller coaster so it really feels like you're in a mine.
The theming on Mystery Mine isn't really as creepy as Saw the Ride. This roller coaster is quite similar to that one. This coaster is just filled with sharp drops and tight turn in pitch black darkness. And after a twisted beyond vertical drop, the roller coaster flies outside into this, I don't know what to call it, double inverting barrel roll that goes upwards. Now we've finally gone through my 10 roller coaster picks with the scariest theming, and you can really see that the European countries tend to make a darker themed roller coaster compared to the Americans. And I also
we barely, we're too scared to even make rated R movies in freaking America, so fair is fair. Y'all got the better roller coasters apparently when it comes to horror.
I think that makes sense because many countries over in Europe tend to think that roller coasters are very, very scary, so we don't really have the biggest ones over here. And now please consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like these. So now at the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye bye.
Oh yeah? Well, in America, we got more obese people. Ha! We win! Yeah, that's right. That means that technically our roller coasters are safer because they have to handle more weight. Y'all just jealous. That's all it is, just jealousy. That's why you're mad. What a phenomenal video. By the way, this is my OB Coasters First time I've actually reacted to Obi Coasters. Please be sure to go drop him a like, go drop him a sub. What a phenomenal video. I like it. Cool, cool, cool. Please go check them out. I wanted to see like more of the scary, the super scary like roller coasters, right? The horror ones. Because of those like entrances, or like they're like super cool. They're always like super dope. But like waiting line, you know, that's what you get. They get to really like bring in their imaginative chops. Ayoo, Monodachi! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Saru!